Hello, everyone, and welcome to Lucky Module 13. Lucky because we're no longer trapped in cataloging. Um, I have to tell you, I haven't even looked at the cataloging discussion yet because some years it's just so bleak. But who knows? Who knows? I'm going to take a look tomorrow and see what's what. But looking back at the Module 10 discussion, which seems like 100 years ago, um, everybody did a nice job. Lots of people liking the many hats of school librarianship, but some dug a little deeper, and it was just a nice overview. And I have looked over the PD projects, and they are delightful. So I hope that you get a chance to look at some of your classmates' work because there's really actually maybe we should put together a repository of those that people can borrow one another's and rework them. Something to think about. But for right now, we're going to focus on Module 13, which is coming up in a few days. Um, this one it's not difficult, and there is some room for creativity, but it can be a little messy. And hopefully, the partners have all touched base. There were some last minute changes where somebody requested somebody else. I moved some people around, and I do apologize if I know there's one pair who you're both in elementary schools, but neither one is the librarian. So I hope that it works out that if you can't find a librarian to let you interview them, then let me know and we'll dig we'll dig somebody up. So the premise is for this, there's an interview, but the interview is really a chance to sort of look at an OPAC and how it works. How it works from the other end. I know we have all used online public access catalogs from the user end, or you would not be studying libraries. But from the back end, it's kind of interesting to see how they work. So your job, your assignment is to look at an OPAC kind of firsthand, and that's your OPAC that you currently have. So you're going to be doing a presentation. A lot of times, your technology director is going to find a great new product, and they're going to be so excited about it, and they're going to just barrel it right into the school district. And if you are unlucky, it's going to affect you. So, OPACs generally are a little bit convoluted enough. Well, because from what you've looked at in cataloging, you know what they do. You've got an idea of it. Um, and it doesn't happen often, but it sometimes does. More commonly, you're going to go into a new job perhaps and find that your OPAC, when I went into my job, this is almost 20 years ago, they were using Follett Athena, which doesn't currently exist, with there was no tech assistance. If I called Athena, they said, "Oh, I'm sorry, we don't have a contract. We can't help you." So I had to figure it out myself. Luckily, the guy I was replacing was smart enough to sign up with MLS, which is, our mass library systems. They had opened up MassCat, which at the time it was just you could see what was available, but it wasn't circulation. And they were just opening it up to becoming a circulation system. And so I jumped right on that train and that saved my bacon, but I honestly would not have known what to do otherwise. So this is to sort of prepare you just in case. And so say you go in someplace and you've got there are some schools that are still using card catalogs, not a lot, but some. So if you get into a new school where there's an untenable uh, catalog that you're like, I can't function with it. My students, it's not you, it's about your students, can't function with this horrible thing. You're going to need to lobby for it. And it's not going to be one time. It's going to be, a war of attrition where you wear them down. But anyway, so that's essentially what this is. So either you can go in and say, I love this system. I want to keep this system. I don't want this new system you're trying to promote. Or you can say, this system we currently had is caca, and I really would love this new system that I would like to introduce you to and all the wonderful things it will do. So you and your partner can choose which way you want to go based on which system you have the most investment in. Now, so you're going to have one system that you're going to be looking at hands-on. That can be one, or it doesn't have to be the system you want to keep. It can be the system you want. I don't care. But that's going to be one of your systems. And then the other one, you are going to find Here, this is Marshall Breeding's librarytechnology.org. This is Capterra. Until this very day, I had loved Marshall Breeding and I couldn't find his site anymore, so I'd taken it off the course. And I got this email in my work email on April 10th. Yeah, 17 hours ago. And it's freaking Marshall Breeding asking me to take part in the automation survey that apparently I do every year and hadn't connected the two in my head. So I found his site, which is just, it cracks me up that I had been looking for breeding and, just didn't even think to check my own email. So, to show you how the sites work, let me get my cursor back here. So, breeding, it's kind of general when you just look here, but if you go to products, it will let you search these major products. Mine is Koha. You can also look at vendors, and that is Bywater Solutions, runs my Koha through MLS. It's a whole thing. But this will help you find some. I would probably go with products. And then once you click in here, it will tell you a little bit about, you know, what happens in these. Look at all the places. All right. Anyway, you can do this investigation in yourself. There's also Capterra, which is also wonderful. Um, and they give you links to the places you can do some investigation. Also, I would urge you to call. You don't have to say, I'm a grad student working on a project. You can just say, hey, I'm looking for some information on Mandarin or whatever it is. If you know school librarians, talk to them about what they use. There are some systems that we're just not going to use in a school library that are just too much firepower. So try to be thinking, in that if you look in the initial survey, the Module 4 survey, I think you have access to that. And it lists just whatever. Follow Destiny is huge. I mean, honestly, that should probably be one of the ones that you look at, but you do you. This is your own investigation. All right. Once you get your project up there, then you're going to go to the link, the OPAC feedback page, and you will see that me and myself have put together a presentation. So you're going to have a link to your presentation. If your presentation is a PowerPoint, you can do that. If you're going to make a video, you can do that. However you want to present your presentation. And then you're going to make a response doc. And the response doc is going to look like this. Ah, I ruined it. Okay. Don't bother to click on, I forgot that I'd already done it, and I'm not starting this video over. If you click on my presentation, it's going to inform you that not only am I never going to give you up, but I'm also never going to let you down. All right, and then this is the response page, but what you're really doing, oh, and these are people from last class who responded. You don't have to respond to mine, but what you're going to do is you're going to open up a response doc, and generally it's just going to be a blank doc, but I want you to make sure that anyone with the link can edit it. Okay. This is super important. Anyone with the link has to be able to edit this, because what's going to happen is your classmates from both sections, because some of you are mixed up section 1 and section 2. So it's only going to be the regular number of things that you would look at because we're partnered. So you're going to have your presentation link, and then right underneath is the response doc. And so your responsibility for next week for the module 14 is all you're going to be doing is going and looking at people's responses, people's presentations, and then you're going to give the feedback, some nice detailed feedback. But we'll talk about that next week when you get the module response for that. So I just want to make sure you are all doing excellent work. You're all good at following directions. You could do this. All right. Um, that's really it. You're just going to do the proposal. There's a lot of moving pieces with the partners, but it is so important to collaborate. And I apologize for those of you who hate collaboration, but it's part of the job. You've got to get used to it. All right. I believe that that's all I've got for you. I will be hopefully grading your module 10 stuff in the next few days. Um, but vacation's also coming, so let's be gentle with each other. All right. I hope you have a lovely week. I'm gonna go and read the cataloging discussion now. I hope everybody's okay. All right. Thanks for your quality work. I'm gonna stop sharing and I'll see you on the discussion boards. Bye.